Hey, to the left, gentlemen, good morning. How we doing?
Sorry.
How we feeling? How we living? It's good, RC. We know you're
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Molly. My man, RC, my brother. I will say this real quickly. Personally speaking, when I asked for the big screen, I thought that it should have all been to me, not a split screen on the big screen with me and RC.
Jesus.
And I'd like to say that RC proved that point, because when we started off the show, RC wasn't even looking at the camera. He was sitting there getting himself ready on the big screen. When you on the big screen, you're supposed to be ready. You ain't supposed to be getting ready. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Stephen A. Matter of fact, now, they messed my schedule up. I wasn't even supposed to work today, according to my schedule. But they called. They said, hey, man, can you at least do the morning, get on first take? And I said, absolutely, for Stephen A. But that's how you act, man, when your boys show up for you. That's cold-blooded.
That is a lie. That is a lie. What happened was RC traveling the country, pivoted from one city to the next. And what he did was say, yo, Stephen A. back from vacation. I'll be there. I'm not coming on first take. I'm going to be right there. And that's why you see. Let's go.
Is that what you said? Okay. All right. Stephen A., you're done with your demands. You're ready to go. We can start discussing.
That's my story, and I'm
anything
sticking
else
to it.
off your chest? Okay, good. Let's do that. We're beginning with your favorite team, and that would be the Dallas Cowboys. George Pickens is adjusting to the Cowboys after being traded by the Steelers while acknowledging past maturity concerns. Pickens expresses excitement for a fresh start in a new offensive system, particularly playing alongside CeeDee Lamb. He's focused on building chemistry with quarterback Dak Prescott and contributing to a winning culture. So let's take a look at the Cowboys' odds for this upcoming season. Dallas has 50-1 odds to win the Super Bowl this year, but according to ESPN Bet Sportsbook, they're minus 240 odds to miss the playoffs entirely. That's their worst since 2014. Those odds aren't deterring Pickens.
I kind of understand the camaraderie more than I did in Pittsburgh. You see what I mean? Like, even what you guys do. Like, the Cowboys is, like I said, they're known for the Super Bowl. You see what I mean? Like, that's what they're known for. If they weren't known for that, then no one would care about the Cowboys.
Stephen A., I'll start with you on this one. Are the Cowboys still synonymous with the Super Bowl?
First of all, let's not insult the American public by acting like there's any legitimacy to that question, okay? There is none, okay? Of course you're not synonymous with Super Bowls when you haven't even been to a conference championship game in 30 years. Let's get that out the way. Let me pause for a second and look in the camera at George Pickens, who I like, who can ball. I'm sorry that the Steelers, he's gone from the Steelers, and he's now been contaminated by that fan base. Here's the deal. George Pickens, do you have any idea when you talk about Super Bowl and the Cowboys, you do understand that the Steelers are a more successful franchise? Did you know that? Did you know that? Do you understand what the hell you're saying? I mean, my God, you talk about a brother that needs to pick up a book. I mean, I'm sorry, I got to call him out on that. I mean, the Steelers and the Patriots have more Super Bowls than any franchise in NFL annals. The last time the Pittsburgh Steelers won a Super Bowl was 2008, if I remember correctly. They were in the Super Bowl in 2010. The Dallas Cowboys haven't been to a Super Bowl, haven't been to a conference championship game since the mid-90s. And by the way, to be specific with the dates, January 28th, 1996 was when the Dallas Cowboys last captured the Super Bowl championship. Why do I bring that up, RC? Why do I bring that up, Kimberly? If you don't mind, Mollywood, you know, I took the liberty of contacting a couple of researchers to look up because, you know, we want to make sure we add perspective to how irrelevant the Dallas Cowboys have been in the championship equation. I'm looking at it, and back in 1996, did y'all know that the average price for gasoline was $1.13? Did you know that? Did you know that? No, you didn't know that. No, $1.13, okay? You know, a dozen eggs was $1.16.
Wow.
The average price for a new car was $16,300. The median house price to buy a home was $133,000. Federal minimum wage in the United States of America was $4.25. I'm not finished. I got more, okay? You know, the top websites in the world, AOL, Yahoo, Netscape, and GeoCities. Windows 95 was still new and dominant. Sony PlayStation and Nintendo 64 time, by the way, with cutting-edge content. Oh, by the way, the top shows on television was ER, Seinfeld, and Friends, and Touched by an Angel. The #1 song in the United States was One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. And the top movie at the box office, y'all, was Mr. Holland's Opus. That's how long ago it was since the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl. And Pickens says that clearly the brother needs to do research or stay the hell away from the camera until it's time to be on the football field.
So, I'm not even sure how to tell.
Those references were a lot.
Yeah. So, you know, when I heard Pickens, I couldn't help but laugh like Stephen did. But it reminded me of when when Tyreek Hill went to Miami and was saying, "Oh, I have a better quarterback now than the last one. I love Tua, and he's better than Patrick Mahomes and all that." And we listened and we thought, what is he even talking about? I think there's just something about going to a new place and you are just enamored and you are just riding high on the vibes and the fumes. Unfortunately, the fumes and the vibes in Dallas, it's really not about it shouldn't really be about the past. He's right in that the Super Bowls were what the Cowboys used to be known for, but currently, as Steven said, when was the last time we could pencil them into the NFC Championship? When was the last time we felt like this is a team that can ride that NFC East and beat Molly's Giants? You know what I'm saying? Like, when I look at the Cowboys, unfortunately, there just isn't enough data to prove what Pickens is saying, and it's sad, but Jerry's marketing works. Jerry's marketing works, because that star, it means a lot.
RC?
The thing is this, though, when you are at Dallas Cowboys camp, it does feel like they've won Super Bowls. Like, imagine this. Like, when you have any of y'all ever seen Stephen A. walk into an NBA arena?
How could
right?
we not?
And when
How
Stephen
could we
A.
not?
walk into that
Usually in a pastel
when he
suit.
Exactly. So when he walk into that arena, right, he pointing to people who not looking at him. He's speaking to people.
Yeah.
You know why? Because when he walks into the arena, they make Stephen A. feel like a star, right? Stephen A. feels like, hey, I'm as important as these people. Look at all these pictures they taking of me. When you go to camp at the Dallas Cowboys, the media is crazy. The fans are crazy. They treat you like you're good, like you're winning. If every time I go to the club, people start throwing phone numbers at me, I'm gonna think I'm cute. I might just be rich. But that's what happens when you're with the Dallas Cowboys. And so maybe he's not thinking about the actual presence or the success on the field. He's thinking about the feeling you get when you become a Cowboy, the feeling you get when you put the star on your helmet. You're treated like you matter there. We just heard last week them answering questions saying, yes, we believe we can win a Super Bowl. And every year when you're the most talked about team, when you're the most covered team, when you're the team that people seem to follow and can't get enough of, you feel like you're important. So whether that's because you can win championships or because you are great for TV fodder, you are a team that people care about. And so for George Pickens, it's about how do I parlay that into getting my money by producing on the field for Dak Prescott in this offense.
Mm-hmm. Stephen A.?
Well, it's a couple of things. Number one, let's point out a few things. Let's point out a few things here. Number one, it seems like, they're valued by everybody but the owner and the COO. Let's get that out the way first. That's number one. Number two, the brothers come. It ain't like the brother came from the Jacksonville Jaguars or somebody. The brother came from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so to open his mouth and say such a thing, I think is blasphemy.